Welcome, curious minds, to the Runner's Paradox podcast.
Great to be back.
In our previous deep dives, we laced up and explored the fascinating why behind our runs. What truly compels us to step out the door. Those deep-seated motivations like autonomy, competence, and connection.
Right.
This series, of course, is our journey together, bringing the insights from the Runner's Paradox book to life, and really stretching far beyond its pages into cutting-edge research and, well, real-life experiences.
Yeah, trying to get to the heart of it.
Exactly. So today, we're shifting gears. We're moving from that initial spark, the why, to the profound how. How do we actually feel once we're moving?
Yeah.
We're stepping beyond just the physical act and diving headfirst into the rich, lived, sensory, and deeply emotional experience of movement.
Exactly. So if part one was about those inherent psychological drivers, that sense of freedom, the quiet confidence you get from mastering a skill, and that undeniable human need for relatedness that gets us going, now we really delve into what happens once we've laced up and found our stride. We're moving from those maybe external motivators that initially compelled us to the intricate internal landscape of running itself.
Okay.
Where it stops being just an activity, and becomes something more, well, a profoundly transformative practice.
And specifically, we're going to unpack a pivotal moment in the runner's journey. It's one that Chapter 4 of the Runner's Paradox really digs into, that point, which for many often seems to crystallize around mile 4.
Oh, mile 4, yes.
Right. It's when running stops being solely about, say, external performance metrics like pace or distance.
In numbers.
Yeah, the numbers. And it shifts into something deeply internal, a truly lived practice. It's that fascinating moment where physical exertion transforms into this rich, embodied presence where the run truly gets under your skin, deep into your very being.
Yeah, that shift is crucial.
So let's talk about the runner's high. It's almost mythical, isn't it?
It definitely has that reputation.
That elusive state of, euphoria, the reduction of anxiety, that profound sense of calm. Science has certainly shed some light on it. We hear about endocannabinoids, which, unlike endorphins, can actually slip through the blood-brain barrier, and how the threshold for this high changes with fitness. But I have to ask, is the runner's high less about a simple chemical release and maybe more about attention itself?
That's a brilliant way to frame it. And recent studies, particularly from, say, 2020 through 2025, are indeed suggesting something far more nuanced.
Okay.
They propose that while chemicals are certainly involved, they're part of the picture.
Sure.
The runner's high isn't just a purely biochemical dump.
Yeah.
It seems profoundly tied to interoception.
Interoception. Right.
Which is, well, it's the brain's exquisite ability to sense and interpret internal body states.
Okay.
So it's not just that endocannabinoids are released, but how our brain interprets and processes those quiet internal signals, the rhythmic thud of your heartbeat, the deep inhale and exhale of your breath, the subtle tension or release in your muscles.
Ah, I see.
It's this internal dialogue, this listening, that truly seems to unlock that flow state. Narrative psychology even draws a powerful parallel here, likening the long run to life itself. This journey of struggle, followed by a breakthrough and then a return, somehow transformed. It highlights this internal journey.
That's a fascinating insight. It makes me wonder then, could it be that the body's quiet internal signals, that heartbeat, the rhythm of your breath, the feeling in your muscles, actually hold the very key to unlocking flow?
I think that's exactly what the research is pointing towards.
It's almost as if the body's internal monologue, if you truly learn to pay attention, becomes the real unfolding narrative of the run, guiding you through it.
Precisely. And this really resonates when we think about mile 4 often being that pivotal shift, from the initial struggle or maybe even pain
Yeah, the awkward phase.
to a state of flow. It's all about cultivating this heightened internal awareness, the rhythmic, almost meditative cadence of long runs. It's been shown to powerfully quiet down the default mode network.
The brain's chatterbox.
Exactly, that incessant chatterbox in the brain responsible for rumination and mind wandering. So this allows the body to become this kind of consistent metronome, and the mind to settle into this remarkably still, expansive pond. This deep inner focus, what we call a somatic experience, isn't static, right?
Right.
It's continuously shaped by you, the runner, as you move through it. It's a profound, ongoing dialogue with your own living, breathing self.
That internal journey, It makes me think about how running can feel like a profound form of therapy for so many people.
Definitely. You hear that all the time.
I know countless runners who describe a deep sense of clarity or sometimes even a significant emotional release mid-run. So how does rhythmic movement actually help process emotional pain? Could there be a neurological basis for why these long runs truly feel like moving therapy?
Well, what's truly fascinating here is the science behind it, how rhythmic endurance activity like running actively promotes autonomic balance. This isn't just a metaphor. It's a real physiological shift that helps runners genuinely process emotions. Stephen Porges's polyvagal theory illuminates this beautifully.
Ah,
It explains how the vagus nerve acts as this crucial mediator between our heart, lungs, and brain, directly influencing our emotional states.
right.
So running helps shift the nervous system from a sympathetic fight-or-flight dominance, that kind of heightened state of alert or anxiety, to a parasympathetic state of calm and restoration. It's like a literal retuning of your inner operating system, allowing you to move through and metabolize emotions.
So it really isn't just a metaphor then, it's tangible physiology at work.
Exactly.
That moment may be around mile 4, when the initial discomfort subsides. That's when the nervous system starts to truly trust the process, perhaps.
That seems to be the case.
It's where deep-seated emotions, grief, anger, anxiety, even joy, can actually begin to be processed and maybe released through the sheer power of motion. The steady rhythm of footfalls and breath genuinely acts to loosen those physical and psychological knots in the psyche. It's like the body itself is telling the story and finding its own resolution.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It really is about the body becoming not just a vehicle for movement, right, but a primary site of deep processing and integration. We're building what some researchers, like Thomas Csordas, refer to as somatic endurance, alongside our physical endurance.
Somatic endurance.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's the ability to stay with and move through internal sensation to allow the body to lead the way in emotional release.
You're listening to the Runner's Paradox podcast, and we're deep into Chapter 4, Mile 4, the act of running. We're exploring how running transcends being just physical and becomes this profound internal practice. For more insights and to follow the whole journey, do check out therunnersparadox.com.
Definitely worth a visit.
So thinking about the experience itself, no two runs ever feel exactly the same, do they? Even on the same route.
The environment, the weather, even our own state of mind changes everything. We've heard that varied environments like trails with their, uneven surfaces and constantly shifting demands, they activate the brain's sensorimotor centers much more fully than, say, the sterile consistency of a treadmill. So could varied environments, the mud, the loose gravel, the winding trails, could they actually rewire the brain's sensorimotor systems in ways a treadmill simply cannot? What does this really tell us about running as an act of profound embodiment?
Oh, that's a crucial question.
Yeah.
And it really connects to the bigger picture of how we interact with our world, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Researchers like Jensen, even in very recent work from 2025, argue that runners are deeply motivated not just by the act of running itself, but by a meaningful, dynamic interaction with their environments. Whether you're on rugged urban trails, a soft forest path, or these vast, wild landscapes, the environment, your body, and your mind are constantly co-creating a unique, unfolding experience.
Right.
This aligns beautifully with phenomenological approaches to running, where the world isn't just external to us, something we simply move through.
Like a backdrop.
Exactly, not just a backdrop, but rather we are dynamically intertwined with it. You feel the wind on your skin, you hear the crunch of gravel beneath your shoes, your heart might sync with the distant horizon. And that complexity of varied terrain, it constantly challenges and refines your balance, your proprioception, your motor control, in ways a flat, predictable surface just can't replicate.
That makes perfect sense. It's like being a space traveler on your own 2 feet, isn't it?
Ah, I like that.
You're able to shift between distinct worlds depending on where you choose to run, simply with the power of your attention and your body's response. It's not just about covering ground, it's about absorbing and integrating the world through your senses.
Precisely. This embodied presence, this full conscious engagement with your surroundings, it's profoundly transformative. When we run in these dynamic settings, we are, in a way, living the truth that the body is the primary site of knowing the world, as the philosopher Merleau-Ponty suggested. Pain becomes raw, immediate information, right? It's a signal rather than just an irritation to be ignored.
Yeah.
Breath becomes a powerful grounding mantra. Each stride becomes a kind of walking meditation. By mile 4, running truly can cease to be solely about external performance.
Huh.
It becomes about a deep, resonant presence.
Wow.
And that presence, that ability to be fully here now in your body, that shapes not just your run, but arguably how you navigate the rest of your life.
So it sounds like mile 4 isn't just about putting one foot in front of the other or hitting a certain pace. It seems it's much more about cultivating a deeper awareness of our body's intricate signals.
Yes, I think so.
What if mile 4 isn't really about technique at all, at least not in the traditional sense, but fundamentally about cultivating somatic literacy? And if that's the case, how does this shift the way we train, not just our bodies, but our very awareness?
That's a really insightful question. And it touches on how we typically perceive and engage with training, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Most runners, even highly experienced ones, tend to focus almost exclusively on physical growth. The mileage, the speed, the splits.
Right, the metrics again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Often ignoring the continuous cataloging of thoughts and emotions, the subtle shifts in sensation that happen throughout a run. And this is exactly where the concept of somatic literacy truly comes in.
Okay.
It's a deep, continuous, and highly refined awareness of the body's internal sensations, and crucially, how those sensations are continuously shaped by our subjective experience, by our mind. It's like learning to read the language your body is constantly speaking to you.
So it's about paying incredibly close attention to the subtle sensations, that slight pull, the nascent ache, the feeling of effort, and forming real-time judgments about, say, good pain versus bad pain. And truly understanding how our thoughts and emotions, our mental narratives, fundamentally change how we run.
Yes.
It's this deep, ongoing dialogue, this internal negotiation that allows us to develop this somatic endurance alongside our more commonly recognized physical endurance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This profound awareness transforms running from mere locomotion into what we might call phenomenology in motion,
Yeah.
a continuous embodied inquiry into the very experience of being alive.
Phenomenology in motion. I like that.
Yeah. And it's precisely why even the most repetitive runs on the exact same loop are never truly identical. Countless factors, from the weather to your current mental state, intersect to create distinct somatic experiences each and every time. It's about recognizing that every single footstrike is, in a way, a microcosm of consciousness. This concept aligns perfectly with Csordas' work on somatic modes of attention, where the body isn't just moving but knowing the world through its movement, constantly cataloging these sensations.
Speaking of these unique, evolving experiences, there's a fascinating paradox at the very heart of mastery, isn't there? Not just in running, but in any complex skill.
Oh, yes.
To truly experience effortlessness, one must first be willing to endure significant awkwardness and conscious struggle.
Hard yards.
Exactly. It's what some call the flow-unsmooth paradox. Flow demands smoothness, yet that very smoothness is painstakingly built through unsmooth, often frustrating conscious struggle. So if every footstrike is a constant negotiation between fatigue and intense focus, can running, through this paradox, teach us something profound about resilience that extends far beyond the realm of sport? And how does this deep engagement with struggle relate to phenomenology's core idea of lived experience?
That's a brilliant question, and it highlights a core truth. This dynamic tension between struggle and flow. It's a quintessential example of what some have termed the logical complementarity of contradictory truths.
Okay.
It's like two sides of the same coin, where seemingly opposite forces actually work together to create something new and powerful. What's truly fascinating here, and supported by neuroscience, is that deliberate practice, that highly challenging, focused, and effortful stage pushing you beyond your comfort zone, is inherently mentally strenuous and decidedly not flowy.
Right. It's hard work.
It is hard work. Flow, that effortless state we crave, consistently occurs after that intense effort when competence has deepened and aligns perfectly with the challenge at hand, allowing for more automatic execution.
Ah, okay.
A compelling 2024 study even links ongoing learning progress, not mere ease, with sustained flow states.
Interesting. So it's the learning itself.
Yes, it powerfully underscores that initial discomfort isn't a barrier. It actually gives way to profound enjoyment once competence truly deepens. And it cultivates resilience because you learn through experience that the discomfort is part of the process, not necessarily a sign to stop.
That's a powerful lesson. It truly seems that embracing those awkward, effortful phases is not just beneficial, but absolutely crucial for mastery, both in running and, well, in life.
Absolutely.
It's about leaning into the discomfort to find the deeper meaning, perhaps.
Exactly. The initial effortful and often awkward phase doesn't block flow. On the contrary, it enables and cultivates it. This is perhaps one of the most powerful and enduring lessons running has to offer. The transformative presence, that profound experience you find maybe in mile 4, isn't granted by avoiding discomfort, but is cultivated precisely by leaning into it, by embracing the challenge.
We've truly navigated the profound internal landscape of running today on the Runner's Paradox podcast.
It's been quite a journey.
Yeah, delving into how our attention, our nervous system, and our dynamic environment shape not just our performance, but our very sense of self in motion. It's about that transformative shift from external performance to deep embodied presence, where physical exertion blossoms into a truly lived, conscious experience. And this series, just a reminder, is designed to bring these complex ideas to life, drawing directly from the insights within the Runner's Paradox book.
What we've explored today consistently underscores that running offers this unique and actually quite accessible portal to a deeper state of consciousness. It's a rigorous yet immensely rewarding practice that teaches us to be more present, more acutely aware of the subtle, continuous interplay between our bodies, our minds, and the vibrant world around us. It really is a continuous journey of self-discovery, where each individual stride, each rise and fall can be a negotiation between pain and focus, between what feels external and what is deeply intrinsically internal.
So, as you continue your own unique journey, whether it's on the track, the winding trail, or simply navigating the rich, mundane rhythms of daily life, remember, the true value isn't just in the miles you log or the personal bests you chase.
Although those are nice too.
Yes. But perhaps it's also in the profound somatic insights you gain, the emotions you courageously process, and the quiet, unshakable resilience you meticulously build. Consider how cultivating this deep awareness, this somatic literacy, can truly transform not just your running, but how you perceive and navigate every aspect of your life. Because this experience, at its core, is a deeply personal and continuously evolving act of living. For more on this journey, please do visit therunnersparadox.com.
Please do.
And join us next time as we lace up for Chapter 5 and continue to explore the depths of your running journey. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, everyone.